My name is Jesse McIntyre. I'm an athletic trainer at West Texas A&M, and my presentation is over the deadlift and utilizing the proper form to prevent injury. Working with athletes, we see a lot of this exercise in the weight room, and when they aren't performing it correctly, that's when we get to see injuries. Injuries such as back strains, disc issues, from hunching over too much, spondies, sciatic nerve pathology from pulling too much back, same thing with the SI joint. So when we see improper form, those injuries can occur, but comes with benefits. So it's a risk-reward situation. You're going to improve strength, improve power, movement efficiency. You increase testosterone production with multi-joint lifts, and then overall just better sport performance if you become proficient in the exercise and you're able to do it well. So really it all comes down to the risk-reward situation. All comes down to better form means better results. Worse form, worse results, more likely to get hurt. And from that, we'll kind of get into the presentation here. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is you're going to select the weight. The amount of weight depends on what the goal is. And the amount of weight also is going to determine how many reps to perform. So, you need a 1 rep max, but in reality, if you're starting out, you're just going to start light and kind of move up from there until you feel more comfortable. So first step is to get in the correct position. You're going to feet about shoulder width apart, hands about shoulder width apart, and the barbell is going to be right over your toes, right in front of your shins. You're bent at the hips and knees like you're sitting in a chair so that you can push up through the heels. So you're going to engage the core to start off with. You can see here this person has a flat back and this sat back. This person hunched over. They're obviously not engaging before they start the lift. What this can do, if they push up without engaging the core first, then it's going to give you this sort of form here. So the next step is to squeeze the scaps, keep the back tight, so that when you lean over to grab the bar, your back's flat, your butt's down, like this, and you're not going to get that hunching over as soon as you pull up. The first step of actually lifting is push through the heels. If you try to pull on it first, that's where you're going to get back injury. You're also going to lose your form when you do that, but if you push through the heels, you're going to be able to pull the weight straight up to start off with. So then you're going to extend the knees and hips once you push through the heels. You can see this person, this is correct here, this is incorrect. He's extending the knees before the hips, so he's getting almost into that RDL position before he even actually starts lifting the bar off the ground. But if you start in that seated position and make one fluid motion up, that's going to be the correct form. Make sure you maintain head position. You don't want to look straight up, you don't want to look straight down. But if you keep that neutral position from sacrum to the top of the head, you're just going to keep your back nice and flat naturally. Next, after you get the pull, you're going to stand up straight. You're not going to shrug. You're not going to pull too far back. You're just going to stand up nice, straight, and tall, just like any kind of functional movement. You're not really going to have to pull back like that in most sport movements, so it's pointless. Next, you're going to make sure you're maintaining head and core stability during the entire lift. If you are moving from the hips, then it's going to keep your back nice and straight, keep good form. But if you're trying to move from your low back, it's going to let you hunch over like that. Make sure the weight's coming down in front of your knees. You don't want the knees sliding forward. It just changes the center of gravity there and the momentars of the hips and the knees. It's healthier to do it that way, healthier for the back, and it gives you that actual hip motion that you're looking for. Make sure you sit down back in like you're sitting in a chair. You're not coming down straight to your toes. That's more like an RDL situation. You're going to hit more hamstrings with that, but you're also going to put your back in more stress, your low back in more stress to try to keep that straight position. Keep your heels on the ground through the whole motion. If you start to lean forward, your heels are going to start to come up. When your heels come up, that's when you might fall forward. That's also when you're just going to lose your form in general, and you're going to get less out of your workout. The weight comes down right over your toes in front of your shins. Try not to keep it too far from your body. Keep it right up against your shins, and when you go down, when you sit back in a chair like that, it should be easy to keep the weight right there in front of you and not to go too far forward. That's also kind of staying on your heels. Goes into that as well. And then you're just going to repeat. And obviously the amount of reps that you're going for is going to depend on your goal. So you have just like an easy chart here to kind of see where you need to be on your reps, and then your sets are going to adjust from that as well. Key points: make sure you get in a good starting position. Core stability through the entire exercise. Make sure you're not arching your neck or your back, keeping a nice flat line from your butt to the top of your head. Start with a push, don't start with a pull. Keep your hips and knees fluid and dynamic through the motion. Keep your scaps tight and then knees over toes.